Can you lose more weight with cycle syncing? Is it true? Is it not true? Let's talk all things cycle syncing. My name is Aditutu Olataura. I am a board certified women's health nurse practitioner. So first of all, let's define cycle syncing. So cycle syncing is essentially using your monthly cycle to eat a specific diet, to exercise in a specific way, to help increase your chances of either losing weight, either gaining muscle, or maintaining your weight. Is this a proven fact? Okay, so here's my take on this, right? There are two ways that people seem to be defining cycle syncing. One way is some people are defining it as each week of the monthly cycle, they're eating a specific diet and exercise to kind of assist the hormone that's at its lowest. And usually the general consensus is like it's estrogen. They're trying to help when estrogen is at its lowest, what can they eat to kind of make up for that lack? That's one definition. Another definition is some people use cycle syncing. They use the effect of their hormones to determine how to eat and to determine how to exercise. That is what I'm talking about today. That is what I believe cycle syncing is, and that's what I have done to lose 30 pounds over the past year or so. So let's talk about me for a little bit. When I first had my daughter, I was about a little bit over 200 pounds. And I lost 20 pounds in like the first 6 months, eating very clean, exercising. I was like doing a lot of cardio. I was lifting the best I could. I was only able to lose 20 pounds and I stayed 180 range for a good year or so. I was in that 180 range for a while. And I was discouraged because I'm like, I'm doing everything right and I'm really going in. And it really wasn't until like I started to learn more in women's health and P school that I really was like, so you're trying to tell me that the reason why I don't feel good during this certain time or the reason why I'm more hungry during this time is because of these hormones? Oh, okay, so then I can use these hormones to help me gauge what to eat and how to exercise. Oh, okay, say less. And ever since it clicked for me, I have been on the up and up ever since then. I have been, it has been a game changer, y'all. A game changer. So I'm gonna spend a bulk of this video telling you how I use cycle syncing to lose 30 pounds and how I used it to eat better, how I gauge my weeks around my monthly cycle. Okay, so the first week of your follicular phase, which is during your menstrual cycle, your estrogen and your progesterone are low. So your estrogen is still low. So during this time, prioritize rest a lot. Estrogen is an appetite suppressant, meaning when your estrogen is high, your appetite is low. You're not that hungry, and that's coming in the next week. But this week for now, you're still hungry, you still have appetite. On top of your uterus shedding, on top of the cramps that's happening, there's so many things happening right now in your body that you should prioritize rest during this time. So that first week, that is my huge rest week. That's what a lot of people in the cycle syncing world call your winter. So we can talk about it like that. So that's your winter where you're hibernating, you're resting, you're taking care of yourself. So during this time, your exercises are pretty much minimal. You're stretching, you're walking, giving your body time. I mean, on a physical level, your body's going through a lot right now. Even on a deeper spiritual level, who are really all about what's happening in your body is going through like a cleanse, right? It's going through this thing. So it's time for you to kind of just like, woosah, breathe, allow your body to rest. I would go to the gym and just like walk on a treadmill for literally like 30 minutes and that was that. Or I would just like stretch, or I would like do things that just did not cause me to really lift my body. That was always my thing. During this week, I'm not lifting my body. I'm not jumping. I'm not overexerting myself. I needed to rest because outside of the cramps, I just was not feeling up to it. So this is your rest period. Walking, your yogas, your stretching, things that are low impact, low intensity. Your body needs rest. This is your winter. You're a bear right now. You need to recuperate. Okay, just kidding. My diet during this time, because your estrogen is low, your appetite is also high. So you're craving your sweets, you're craving your carbs, you hungry. So for me, what I did was I pick up more carbs during this week. This week and the week before, which we'll talk about, these are my carb weeks. The week before my period and the week of my period, these 2 weeks is when I actually eat complex carbs. I eat more carbs during this than the other 2 weeks, simply because my estrogen is low and I need carbohydrates to give me more energy. So during this week, in my 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I have a complex carb. And honestly, sometimes if I'm craving a little brownie, because brownies are my thing during my periods, I don't know, it's just always been like that. I'll eat a brownie or 2 during this cycle. I am big on, if you're craving something, get it out your system, just don't overdo it. Take a bite, take 1, and that's it. Just don't overdo it, because what happens is you can start to binge if you withhold yourself, which I found happened to me. So for menstrual cycle, let's just review it. You walk, yoga, stretch, you eat more complex carbs during this week. You eat your protein, because you do need your protein. You eat a lot of vegetables, you still eat your fruits, you still eat healthy. But this is the week where I would pick up more complex carbs. Hope that makes sense. Now for my, oh my baby. For my follicle week, we're gonna call it follicle week because it's still the follicular phase. Menstrual cycle is also the follicular phase. Y'all, this week, if I can bottle this week up, I'm trying to, if I could like find a way to bottle this thing up and sell it. Oh, I'm gonna make up. This week, I could cure cancer in this week, y'all. I could do anything in this week. I love this week so much. It's this week currently for me right now. So I feel great. This week, you are it, honey. You are exactly who you think you are. Y'all, when I tell you I make life decisions surrounding this week, if I have a thought during the other weeks, I'm like, nah, let me wait for this week to figure out if it's still good. Let me tell you, I don't play about this week. If I see something and I'm like, okay, I like it during this week, oh, I like it. If something don't sit right with me during this week, it's not, we're not doing it. This week is the week that I make life decisions on. Y'all, I have programmed presentations, exams, like big board exams around this week. If it ain't this follicular phase week, I ain't doing it. I ain't going. It's like that, but anyway, y'all, this week is when your estrogen is high. So think of this week as summer. Because now your estrogen is high, it wants to attract a mate. So think of, y'all, we are animals, so you gotta think about it like that. We are trying to attract the mate. So what happens? We feel great. Our skin is glowing, okay? Our thoughts are just like, we're thinking clearly. We're able to like make better decisions. Critical thinking is high during this time. We're so confident. Our self-esteem is usually at its highest during this time. You think you are it. This time, not think you are it. But this week, you know you it, okay? The other weeks, you may doubt it. You may like, am I that girl? But this week, nobody can tell you nothing, okay? This week, baby. This is the week, y'all, where I optimize my life. For exercise, I do a lot of high intense exercises during this week because I can take it. With estrogen, you're actually physically stronger. You have more stamina. I have endurance. I have actually tested it out, done the same exercises throughout the weeks, and I noticed how I am so strong this week. Like this week, bruh, you want to fight me this week? You sure you want to fight me this week? Because I'm strong. It's like that. Just kidding. I don't fight. We don't fight. No violence. But I'm physically stronger this week. So I actually work out 5 days a week. So this is the week where I push myself to increase my workouts so I can make up for it, because we gonna need to make up for it. We gonna need to make up for it in the luteal phase. So during this week, I actually work out about 5 days a week. One time I was able to do 6. I was like, okay, girl, don't overpush yourself. But if you are able to, this is the week where you can do it, because rest is coming. You're gonna need to rest in the luteal phase. So I optimize my workouts during this week. I do hits, Stairmaster, lift heavier because I can actually handle it. I would increase my waist during this week. This week I go in on the workouts. I push myself. I have endurance because I can. And it's not even just more so I push myself, it's easier for me to push myself because that mental work is also working, y'all. Your mind is like, oh, I can do it. Oh, I can do it. And you do. And you do it. So you're actually able to push yourself to do more because mentally you're stronger too. So much at play during this week. What? I'm sure most people that the people who have figured things out, who have done great things, the great women, they did it this week. They did it this week. They did. They did, okay? Let me focus and be serious. But so now let's talk about diet. This is the week, again, where I optimize everything. So during this week, my diet is very clean. Once again, estrogen suppresses your appetite and it is high this week. So this week, I eat clean because I have the self-control to. I am able to because I don't have cravings. This week, honestly, I don't have an appetite. I've paid attention to my body so much that I recognize that this is the week that I actually don't have an appetite. This week, I put healthy foods in my face because I'll eat it without feeling like I need more. I am satisfied with whatever I eat this week. This week, I am not greedy. This week is heavy on vegetables and fruits and my proteins. So protein, lots of vegetables, lots of fruits. Fruits is usually my only carbohydrates this week, but I do not have complex carbs this week. I optimize my diet this week because I know I'm gonna have to make up for it. This was a game changer for me. When I started doing this, this is when I noticed that the weight started to fall off and I started to see more progress. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the next phase. During this week after my ovulation, your estrogen is going down, your progesterone is rising now. So you still have a little bit more time to still get that HIIT workout in, to still do high intense workouts. So you can do that. Just eat pretty much the same way because now it's just going down. Oh, Lord, help us with this week, Jeff. Okay, so the next, I already rolled my eyes talking about this week. The week before your period is probably what most people would say is one of the hardest weeks in their monthly cycle because of the huge hormonal shift that happens during this time. Because everything pretty much just drastically shifts, it can cause a lot of mood changes, a lot of physical changes, which some people, this is when they report they have PMS or PMDD, okay, which we'll talk about in another video. But this week is heavy, is physically heavy, is mentally heavy, is emotionally heavy. You don't feel your best, you're not at your best, you don't think you look your best, and you are bloated. This is the week where I found I gave up because I would look in the mirror and I would say, I'm bloated. Everything I've done in the past 3 weeks is pointless. And I'm like, what's the point? And then what I used to do is I would pick up carbs. I would eat because you're hungry. You're already hungry. So you're so hungry, you're like, forget it. Self-control out the window, discipline out the window. I'm hungry, I'ma eat. And then you eat, and that is actually when you mess up everything you've been doing, and then you have to start over. This is the week when I found I had to start over a lot because I pretty much indulged too much this week because I saw bloating. I didn't feel my best. So I was like, F it all together. I ain't doing this no more. And then I quit. And you start over. It was like a never-ending cycle, which actually caused me to not lose weight as quickly as I should because I was just regressing. So that's another reason why maybe some of us are not losing weight like we should, is because maybe during this time you're so hungry, you see the bloat, you don't see progress, you quit. And this is when I'm telling you, hold on, give yourself a second. This is not you. This is your hormone. You look different because you are bloated, because it's food retention, because your hormones at work. Your body is doing things beyond your control. Hold on. So let's talk about my diet. For my diet, I pick up a lot more carbs. During this week, three meals back to complex carbs. Remember what I said with the menstrual cycle? So the week before my menstrual cycle and the week of my menstrual cycle, I eat 3 meals of complex carbs and protein and fruits and vegetables, like pretty much all day, all throughout 2 weeks. And then the other 2 weeks, I pretty much just eat mainly protein, vegetables, and the only carbs I eat are like my fruits. What exercises are you doing the week before your period? You're getting ready to rest, so do workouts that kind of help with that, right? So this week, you're probably only able to do 3 days of workouts, and that's all right. Exercises such as like Pilates, low impact. Exercises where you don't have to lift your body. Less intense workouts. These 2 weeks, I don't overexert my body, because also studies have shown that your cortisol level is higher during this time. That's your stress hormone. When that's high, in addition to you putting so much stress on your body and increasing your cortisol level, which can cause you to actually not lose weight. A lot of people would say when they worked out so much and they ate so clean, that's when they actually didn't lose weight. And that is because of the stress that it's putting on their body. So just listen to your body. Okay guys, so that is how I use cycle syncing to pretty much optimize my health. So here's a list of how I eat right here and what my exercises are based on each week. So I'll put it right here just to kind of recap that, okay? For a more in-depth video on monthly cycles, I made a video on fertility awareness, which pretty much talks about monthly cycle. So I'll leave it right here. If you have any comments, any concerns, any addition, anything that works for you, leave a comment down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.